through 50, all roads lead to the Walcott Truckers Jamboree at the world's largest truck stop, Iowa 80. In Walcott, Iowa, USA, there's something for everyone to see. We're calling all truckers to the Truckers Jamboree. Free admission and parking. Sponsored by I-80 Group. Overdrive, decades running Pride and Polish custom truck beauty competition this year ran a little later in the truck show season than usual. The virtual competition was scheduled to put a cap on an in-person show season. Overdrive collected dozens of competitive entries in 7 categories, put them all up for an audience vote, and unveiled the winner in an online presentation this fall that you can access at overdriveonline.com. Navigate to the Pride and Polish section. Also there, read profiles of each winner as the weeks go by to close out the year. Again, that's overdriveonline.com.
I'm Ed Moore, author of The Kindness Revolution. My wife and I enjoyed a wonderful dinner last week with friends we hadn't seen in a long time. The next day, I sent a text message letting them know how much we enjoyed being with them. That same day, we received a handwritten note, which they delivered to our mailbox, letting us know how much they enjoyed our dinner, along with an article we had discussed. That note and that effort means a lot to me, and it should. The fact they had taken the time to write and deliver a heartfelt note sure made my little text message seem somewhat important. In today's high-tech, low-tech world, how refreshing it is to get a thoughtful, handwritten note once in a while. It's enough to inspire me. I'm ordering stationery and getting the handwritten note business today, and I hope I can make someone's world a little kinder. To learn more, check us out at thekindnessrevolution.net.
I got smart about mortgages. Now it's my house I go home to.
I got smart about credit cards. Now paper or plastic has a whole new meaning. When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get smart about, you can find it at smartaboutmoney.org. Smartaboutmoney.org is a free online resource from National Endowment for Financial Education. We're an independent nonprofit foundation dedicated to helping people just like you get sound information about money. Smartaboutmoney.org is the easy place to start when you want to get smart.
John, I know everything so crazy. Just like moving control of the plan at home.
Sam is Smart About Money, a free online resource from the nonprofit National Endowment for Financial Education. Get empowered. Reach your financial goals. Visit smartaboutmoney.org.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
It's Running Radio. I'm Gary McNamara. Eric has the morning off. He returns for Sunday night, Monday morning show. Good morning. Well, the actors officially now are on strike. Hollywood is shut down.
Who cares?
So the question is that a bad thing?
Yeah. Who cares?
Oh, did you hear Robert Iger from Disney did an interview on CNBC yesterday and admitted that, getting involved, because the last thing I want Disney to be involved in is the culture wars. Well, you're in it, and you're still in it, and you claim you want to get out, but you're not getting out. So we'll get to that story and more on the whistleblowers and yeah, the latest polling out there that you'll want to hear, and an analysis, numbers coming out on the deficit right now. Man, not good. That more on the way.
Top of the Hour News is brought to you by House Products. Visit houseproducts.com.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.
Shell Tella with advanced synthetic technology is designed to help keep your rig running with more mileage and less maintenance.
Eric and Gary for the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. Tons of questions about the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. We thought we'd do a little Q&A. Here's a question. Does it work on any smell? Yes, the Thunderstorm gets rid of strong odors from cooking, cigarette smoke, litter boxes, and more. Even the mildew smell from basements.
How long does it take to work?
Immediately, the thunderstorm starts working in seconds to clear a room of any odor. What about replacement filters? No, you never need them. Does the thunderstorm air purifier really work? Over 350,000 thunderstorms have been sold already with thousands of 5-star reviews online. Here's a question we get a lot. How do I get a deal on the Eden Pure Thunderstorm? Right now, you can save $200 on 3 thunderstorms for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200. Just go to EdenPureDeals.com, enter the discount code REDEYE. That's EdenPureDeals.com, discount code REDEYE, and you get free shipping.
Tom Bodette here. Well, I drove by a sign once that said Boston was 800 miles away. Are there really people driving through North Carolina thinking, gee, I wonder how far Boston is from here? Well, while you're at it, how about the moon? Maybe the sign should say, you are definitely not there yet. So why not stop at Motel 6? With over 1,400 locations, there's one just about anywhere. Well, not the moon, yet. I'm Tom Bodette from Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
Were you hopeful for less chance of an inspection delay at the roadside in 2021? Compared to the 2020 pandemic year, you were disappointed as inspection likelihood rose from 2020 levels substantially. That's according to the new comprehensive analysis from Overdrive Magazine's decade-long CSA's Data Trail series. But the 2022 series update shows that state truck enforcement departments still aren't back to pre-COVID inspection levels. Learn more about this today. There are some new risks, though, in rising moving violations as well as hours of service detention. You can determine your own roadside risk with 48 state rankings in many inspection areas. Full report via overdriveonline.com. Navigate to the regulations section to find the CSA's Data Trail 2022 update. That's overdriveonline.com in the regulations section. And check out CSA's Data Trail 2022 update today.
You know, truck drivers play a critical role in our economy, hauling almost everything we buy. These men and women are the unsung heroes and the backbone of America. When our heroes need support, they turn to the St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund. The St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund is a 501c3 truck driver charity that steps in to cover necessity household items when an injury or illness takes a driver off the road. Learn more and donate today at truckersfund.org. That's truckersfund.org.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery, a Cumulus media station. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Linda Kenyon in Washington. For the first time since 1960, Hollywood is dealing with a dual strike, both the Actors Union and the Writers Union. Here's KNX reporter Margaret Carrero.
SAG-AFTRA President Fran Drescher was clearly fired up during the announcement about the strike. She said they had no choice.
This is a very big deal, and it weighed heavy on us. But at some point, you have to say no. We're
Make
not
too much
going
money
to
now
take
anyway.
this anymore.
The Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers issued a statement saying that it presented a deal that offered historic pay and residual.
You make too much money anyway.
Adding that a strike
I don't care if you're going on strike.
not the outcome they hoped for. Margaret Carrero.
Ain't putting that
for
now, we're
CBS
watching
News in
anyway.
Los Angeles.
The heat wave and its triple-digit temperatures has blanketed much of the west and southwest. John Summers lives on the street in Palm Springs, California.
I just use water, as much as I can, and hit shade, the mall, wherever let you in. I'm going to McDonald's and take a nap all day. Del Taco.
A high of 117 degrees is expected in Palm Springs today. A weather-related problem of a different kind in Louisville, Mississippi. The city is under a flash flood warning after more than a foot of rain fell in just 4 hours. Carrie Carter posted this on Facebook.
Good morning,
Welcome
welcome
to
to
Rescue
Today in Alabama. Happy Friday to you. It's 6 o'clock right now.
Case
This is a live
closed.
look
The Secret
outside. We're
Service
looking
says its investigation into that mysterious bag of cocaine found at the White House early this month has failed to produce any leads or identify any suspects.
FBI analysts examining the bag looked for traces of DNA and fingerprints, but found no definitive results. The Secret Service, which briefed the House Oversight Committee, scoured video inside and outside the building and said no surveillance footage provided investigative leads.
CBS Nicole Scandic for White House. Police have upped the reward money as the manhunt continues for escaped inmate Michael Burrow.
have free high
Lieutenant Colonel
chances of
George
showers
Gibbons
and
with the
storms.
Pennsylvania
Each day
State
around
Police says the police
60%, but
bureau is
it's
still
not
in
an
the
all-day
area.
rain, and it's not every city in our viewing area is going to get rained on kind of weekend, but certainly have the thought of
Sure
rain
they-
in the back of your mind for those weekend plans. This morning, a lot of us are fine. We're in the mid-70s, a couple of upper 70s too. It is very, very warm.
In the Warren
It is
County
very
area and
steamy.
beyond.
Maroon has been on the run for more than 7 days. The results of the autopsy for Lisa Marie Presley is in. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner says the only daughter of Elvis Presley died of a small bowel obstruction. This is CBS News.
Find great hires fast with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
This episode of Ion Travel is brought to you by Viking, providing all-inclusive voyages on rivers, oceans, and lakes around the world. Designed for curious travelers with interest in science, history, culture, and cuisine. Viking Chairman Torsten Hagen often says, Viking offers experiences for the thinking person, with no children and no casinos on board. Learn more at Viking.com. That's Viking.com.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now. What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Uma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Uma?
Yep, switching to Uma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Uma.
Now you're feeling it. Find Small Business Calm at Uma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
Here's a very fattening but fun job for the whole family.
If fried anything on a stick is your jam, here's a dream job. American by Wyndham is looking for a family to eat their way through 3 state fairs in the Midwest next month. You'll shovel in copious amounts of turkey legs, fried Oreos, and ice cream, and get to play your way through the midway of fairs in Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin. Documenting it all naturally on TikTok and Instagram. The judges are looking for a social media savvy family who like to get out there and share themselves online. The deadline to apply is July 25th. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Is it or isn't it carcinogenic? The World Health Organization says the artificial sweetener aspartame is a possible cause of cancer, but a separate group has deemed the sugar substitute safe. Scientists do agree as long as people don't exceed recommended levels, they should be fine. Linda Kenyon, CBS News.
Talk about EV, road speed, and major questions. I'll get your man on and deep dive into everything related to gas.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. Where are you walking to work? Thanks, man. These people say they have gas prices. They're trading my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore. So walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. Wait, you're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app? Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas. Does that actually add up to anything? I'll make around $200. Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now. Earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SMART for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code SMART. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SMART for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SMART. Summertime is easy, but it's days people use are living the life you love. For over 30 years, the Good Feet Care has helped people just like you alleviate, even eliminate their foot, knee, hip, or back pain with personally fit arch support. Find out for yourself with a free no obligation fitting test walk. A free test walk and for today. Find your location at goodfeet.com and get rid of those summertime blues. Stacking Benjamins with Joe and his good friend OG not only has great financial insight, it's laid back with humor too.
Dollar cost averaging works because everything else doesn't. Let me put that a different way. The dollar cost averaging works every time. Just keep buying. 60% of the time, it works every time. People spend a lot of time worrying about when to buy.
What is that Haru over here?
When you have the money, and you should withdraw the money when you need the money.
There it is. I think they call that a mic drop.
The Stack and Benjamin Show, available on YouTube or wherever you listen.
Don't miss Sean Hannity. Biden incoherently adheres live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Well, we wouldn't have women for drunk driving now, would we? I don't think so.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Your Friday kicks off with no major problems or accidents. Maybe some fog in the low-lying areas, but outside of that, clear. You keep listening. We'll keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. High school students, get a jump start on your college career with dual enrollment at Trinity State. Trinity State, today's college for tomorrow's world. Buckle up, it's the law.
That is not about people being represented. That's about the party, baby. The party. Anybody that thinks that redistricting is about you, you're a fool.
Police identified the man killed in his house from yesterday. They had man was 20-year-old Devon Bozeman, and when they approached him, he tried to run and they opened fire. A new study from UAB shows Alabama has one of the nation's highest rates of car crashes. Safety experts say the schools can limit improvements on roads and drivers benefit. I'm Chaz Williams for
That part of the year for the budget public service announcement. Beware of the budget coulda, shoulda, woulda syndrome. I know what your thing is. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Shoulda on the budget with hundreds of units in stock and priced thousands less. 2021 Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,900. Camry, Corolla, Oldsmobile, Maxima, Accord, Civic, Chevy, Ford, Dodge, Jeep, GMC, all on sale. Woulda got special financing with Cap One and other lenders that want to say yes. Yes to lower payments. Yes to lower down payments. Yes to you and not a credit score. Capital One has assigned a special relationship manager for this sale who speaks in yeses. Yes, yes, yes. Local credit union members welcome with rates starting from 3.9. Coulda got more from my trade-in. Push, pull, or drag it in. Owe too much? Lower your payments or just need to sell? Budget buys cars, trucks, vans, SUVs on the spot with local trade-ins starting at $6,900. Budget Burn Truck Sales with two great locations, 61 Mendel Parkway in Montgomery and the new Truck Center location in Prattville, 508 Queensmith Road across from Walmart. Shop 24/7, buybudgetonline.com, buybudgetonline.com.
Hey, y'all, Lewis, at the Capitol Horse tomorrow, we'll be on that beautiful Alabama River where we cook up fresh seafood for you. We've got a fryer, a steamer, and a grill. We also got pontoon boats, all you got skylights, credit card, little common sense, we'll put you up there. We also got an RV park down here. You can come down here and join us, get in a little time, or you can just walk next door. We'll talk about some good times on the river. We're back at it, y'all. It's Sunday at 4 o'clock. Walk down and swim this town. Been a few years, but man, our time of swim goes way back. So get out here, son. Come on with y'all. Come on. Let's have a good time.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lauren Calusi with today's Tip for Kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Getting ready for a new baby is a busy time. An important decision is how you will feed your baby. Breastfeeding will give your baby the best start in life. Breast milk is easy to digest and it has all the nutrients your baby needs. Breast milk protects babies from diseases and infections, and the close physical contact creates a special bond. If you have questions about breastfeeding, talk with your pediatrician and visit healthychildren.org.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anita Chandra with today's Tip for Kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics.
Bedtime is a special time of day, a moment to connect with your child before going to sleep. After your child has brushed her teeth, read a book together, or talk a little about your day. And of course, tell her you love her. Having a routine every night helps your child structure her day, feel safe, and develop good sleep habits. Relationships matter. For more, talk with your pediatrician and visit healthychildren.org.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
There we go.
You need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and the sun does not.
And good morning, and good morning, one and all. It is time to rise and shine this morning. It's another day, one more that the Lord has made. And you're on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440, or newsradio1440.com. Either way, you found us. It is time for our daily bread, a word from on high, something to change your perspective, or at least give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning. It is July the 14th, 2023. Today's daily bread is entitled Deep Waters. We probably know something a little bit about that. Our scriptural insight today comes from Proverbs 24 through 5 and 24 through 25. Proverbs 20 and 5 says, the purposes of a person's heart are deep waters. Govern yourselves accordingly. And again, it is July the 14th, 2023. It is a day like all the other days of the past. It is a day that comes but once in a lifetime. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things today that you should have done that you don't. And you certainly don't get a chance to come back, do or undo the things that you did or did not do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, let us hope that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done this day. If you've been around a while, you've seen and heard many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace and mercy and compassion of God, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never come, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do with it? Well, whatever you do what you can, while you can, for as long as you can, until you can't, and reach back and help somebody else along the way. Only good will come from that. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say that is the standard by which you live life, you'll always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two, we all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say give out if you must, rest if you can, but you never quit. You never, ever give up, because quitters don't win, and winners Well, they never quit. So don't you. Don't ever, ever give up. And no matter what happens this day, remember this, it is a great day to be alive. Deep waters. That's our daily bread for this morning, July the 14th.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Our reading, titled Deep Waters, was written by Patricia Raven. When Bill Pinkney sailed solo around the world in 1992, taking the hard route around the perilous Great Southern Capes, he did it for a higher purpose. His voyage was to inspire and educate children. That included students at his former inner-city Chicago elementary school. His goal? To show how far they could go by studying hard and making a commitment, the word he chose in naming his boat. When Bill takes school kids on the water in commitment, he says they've got that tiller in their hand and they learn about control, self-control. They learn about teamwork, all the basics that one needs in life to be successful. Pinkney's words paint a portrait of Solomon's wisdom in Proverbs chapter 20. The purposes of a person's heart are deep waters, but one who has insight draws them out. He invited others to examine their life goals. Otherwise, it is a trap, said Solomon, to dedicate something rashly and only later to consider one's vows. In contrast, William Pinkney had a clear purpose that eventually inspired 30,000 students across the United States to learn from his journey. He became the first African American inducted into the National Sailing Hall of Fame. Kids were watching, he said, with similar purpose. Let's set our course by the deep counsel of God's instructions to us. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Proverbs chapter 20, verses 4 through 5 and 24 through 25. Sluggards do not plow in season, so at harvest time they look but find nothing. The purposes of a person's heart are deep waters, but one who has insight draws them out. Now picking up at verse 24. A person's steps are directed by the Lord. How then can anyone understand their own way? It is a trap to dedicate something rashly and only later to consider one's vows. Let's pray. Dear Jesus, thank you, Lord, for instilling in us a purpose for our lives. Help us to realize our purpose and help us use our purpose in ways that glorify you. Thank you, Lord. It's in your name, Jesus, that we pray. Amen. Thanks for listening today. My name is Joyce Dinkley, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Time to rise and shine. It's your Friday morning here in News Radio 1440. I present to you the 82nd Airborne Choir this morning to wake you up, and let's get moving.
Big iron bird, we're gonna jump on the big iron bird. Stand up, hook up, shuffle to the door. Stand up, hook up, shuffle to the door. And we lift right out and count to four. Lift right out and count to four. Lift my mane on up in wide. Lift my mane on up in wide. I got a reserve by my side. I got a
reserve by my side. Here we go. All the way. Time to rise and shine. I'm just getting in the groove. I'm getting in the mood here. We getting it. We getting it. Oh. That we're airborne. Come on now. Lottie, lottie, hey. There we go. All the way. Every day. All the way. All right, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. All right, time for a little PT this morning. So let's get out there and get it. Get on it. Somebody get started. Maybe the first sergeant out here. Tell them it's time to run. They're not retired yet. So let's get it going. Let's get it moving. Get on it. All right. On you. C-130 rolling down the trip. Airborne daddy gonna take a little trip. Okay, same thing. Destination unknown. We don't even know if we're coming home. I stand up, hook up, shuffle to the door. I jump right out and count to 4, which I never did. Well, if that main don't open wide, you got a reserve by your side. Uh-oh. And if that one should fail me too, look out below, 'cause I'm coming through. You hit the ground in the middle of the night. I spring right up to a firefight. Oh, hey. Come on now. Time to rise and shine. Run, oh, hey. Up from a sub 50 feet below. Up comes the man with a tab of gold. A back stroke, side stroke, headed for show. He hits the beach and he's ready for war. A rich gun K-bar by his side. These are the tools that he lives by. Hunter killer search team, a hostage snatch. Out to the sub, back into the hatch. Hand to hand combat behind the lights. Airborne Ranger just a killing time. My heroes. Jumping through the windows, kicking down the wall. Airborne Ranger just having a ball. Up, 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 on, up, up. All right then. Now I'm motivated. I'm ready to go. So now let us pay homage to all the armed forces of these United States of America that some doubt if I ever participated. That's okay. That's all right. Doubt's a great thing to have sometimes. Anyway, so let us homage to Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and the Space Force. But let's never forget the merchant mariners. Hadn't been for them, a lot of things wouldn't have happened in World War II, believe me. Okay, because somebody had to get the supplies to them. So let's say thanks to those guys. Let's not forget their sacrifices. Anybody know a merchant mariner? Got to pay homage to them one of these days. Also, good morning to the Montgomery local heroes here, our Montgomery Sanitation Department, our Montgomery Fire Department. Heroes, all of them, every last one of them. Montgomery Police Department, good morning, Chief Albert. Or is it Gerald Albert? Well, Chief Albert, say what? You know, Albert in the can. Okay, I got you. Okay, I won't even go there. Also, good morning to the Sheriff Department, Derek Cunningham. Also to Aaliyah, Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. Good morning to the Alabama National Guard. The Army National Guard is where's the Air Force National Guard? Yeah, I'm talking to my son about going in the Air Force. Y'all need to get with me, brother. So we'll talk about it. Keep them safe though, okay? We don't want to. You know, I'm just saying. What? Anything else? Anything else? I leave anybody out? Oh, Maxwell and Gunn Air Force Base, of course. After all, this is an Air Force town, and you know we got to pay homage to the Air Force guys, so we good. I'm good. I'm good with that. Good morning. If somebody could just bring back 141, just let me know when one gets on base so I can just see it one more time. Okay, every time I see that plane, it makes me want to cry a little bit. I jumped out of that plane so many times until it's just become part of me. Okay, it's part of me. Okay, I'm over it now. I got my composure back. Because then comes the C-130 and the C-123 and the Chinook. Oh, yeah. And the C-5A. Every time I think of jumping out of the door of those planes, it brings back warm memories. Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't a memory. That was because I was... You guys only knew how scared I was every time I jumped. But hey! Courage is doing what you know is dangerous and doing it anyway. And I must admit there are a hell of a lot more people, a lot more courageous than me. And they think they can change the name of Fort Benning and make me go along with it. I don't think so. I'm still trying to think of those jump things on. Is it Sicily and Normandy? One of those. I can't remember what the places where we jumped out there. It's been a long time. Marines. Next up, our audio presentation of the morning. We'll be back.
Now, in order to have territory, you have to have ownership. And the problem with you is that you might own territory that you don't over here, over there. That God has given you certain things up under your auspices and up under your authority that you've got to be prepared to fight for. Y'all hear what I'm saying? And you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're waiting time. Does anybody know what it's like to be tired? Trying to hold your head up, but you're tired. Trying to be tough, you're tired. And one, they all would sin. Not just the foolish. I don't care how smart you are, you still get tired. I don't care how committed you are, you still get tired. I don't care how focused you are, you still get tired. Is there anybody here that can talk to me about tired? I don't mean the kind of tired you get at night. I mean the kind of tired where you wake up tired, go to work tired, eat your lunch tired, answer the phone tired, smiling tired. May I help you? Grinning and be praise the Lord, and tired, and nobody knows that you are tired. Some of you don't understand why you are so tired right now, but you don't realize you're just counting your workload from what is happening right now. But you have to remember that the oil started burning when you started hoping. It didn't just start when you started doing. It started when you started believing something is about to happen in my life. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go forward. I'm going to get out of this. And all of a sudden, the oil all is burning. You have to burn some oil to be able to wait. The Bible says they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. You have to be tough to wait. You have to be tough to work all day and go to school at night. You have to be tough to take 2 part-time jobs and put them together and try to make it do. Oh, y'all don't understand what I'm talking about. You have to be tough to start a service in the storefront with 2 members and the bills are higher than you got. You have to be tough. Is there anybody in here that's gone through a tough time in your life and you were waiting on a breakthrough to occur in your life? Yeah, same place. They all were waiting. They all went to sleep. You couldn't tell who was wise and who was foolish until the cry was made. The thing you've been waiting on is coming. How you react to challenges tells whether you are wise or foolish. And you will never completely be healed or whole until you change the voice inside of your own head. Most people are governed by their habits, their fears, and the opinions of others. A lot of people never try anything differently because they have been convinced by people in their lives that they value that they can't do it. They're living within the context of the opinions that other people have of them, the low expectations. Many people doubt themselves because when they thought about doing something at some critical point in their life, somebody they respected and honored, somebody they believed in, somebody that they loved, someone they trusted said, you can't do that. And they accepted that. As you look at your life, ask yourself the question, what would your life be like? What would your life look like if you decided not to care what people thought of you? What would your life be like if you decided to give up some of your fears? What would your life be like if you decided to become courageous? What would your life be like? If you decided to act on your dream, if you did what you felt in your heart. You know what courageous means? Tom Ruskin and Randy Reed said. They said that courage comes from a French word which means of the heart. But how does it feel to you? He says it's courage, it takes courage to live. Says most people go through life not allowing themselves to step out because they don't want to let go. They don't want to be blown around. They don't want to be moved. The courage to face life's whirling wind of contradictions. The courage to love yourself. The courage to love. For years, I was afraid to love. The courage to take a chance. The courage to be who you are. He says, courage isn't for somebody else, for medals, applause, or moral debts. Courage is what at that moment feels most right for you. Not just situational ethics, but what feels right in your heart, the word of the heart, what feels right in your heart. One great philosopher says, cowards die many times before their death. The valiant never taste of death but once. What does that mean? The valiant people aren't afraid? No. It means that they experience that fear and they move forward. They move forward anyhow. Many people are dead now. Many people are allowing their dreams to die. Many people are allowing their ideas to lie dormant and collect dust. Many people have all this talent and ability that they are allowing to be buried inside of them, that they will take with them to their graves because they didn't have the courage to be who they are. And I say, as you begin to look toward the future and manifesting your greatness, it's going to take everything in you, that your life deserves the concentrated effort to begin to look at how is it that I can express more of me? How is it that I can bring my ideas out here now? How is it? And start living with a sense of urgency because you're here today. You're gone today. Life is unpredictable. It's uncertain. There are no guarantees. No guarantees out here at all. So holding back, what are you waiting on? Ask yourself, what's the benefit of your waiting? What's the benefit of your not living your dream? What's the benefit of not listening to yourself? Oh, please, listen to yourself. You know the feelings. If you start listening to the feelings in your heart, and I'm doing it now more every day, I find that my feelings, I can trust them. And I say to you, that as you look toward the future, you look at life on a daily basis, if there's something that you have been given, if you've heard something within yourself that you know that what you're doing now doesn't fit for you, it doesn't work for you, it's not giving you what you want, and there's something else that you want to do, don't allow that inner doubt in you to talk you out of it, to build a case on why you can't have it, to tell you why you're not good enough. You ignore that inner voice and all of the external voices. Don't judge the possibilities for what you can do based upon the circumstances, because the circumstances won't determine who you are. Don't determine what you're able to do based upon your resources. Don't determine what's possible for you based upon where your life is right now. Where your life is right now is not you. That's just what it is right now. But the possibilities for you are unlimited. If you're in a rebuilding process, it's unlimited. If you're coming back from adversity and devastation, it's unlimited of what you can do. That's the capacity of human beings. It doesn't matter how many mistakes you've made. It doesn't matter how many flops you've had. It doesn't matter how much money you've lost. In fact, I see it only as an investment of what you learn from life. Not losses, but investments of what's possible for you. And I say to you that once you start listening to yourself and as you begin to act on your dream, as you start just trying to find your way, doing what you can with what you have, you will start seeing things opening up for you. You'll start attracting people. You say, where'd they come from? Things will start coming together, clicking for you. You say, whoa. You start brainstorming. Ideas will come out of nowhere as you focus on it. The key to it is to begin to focus on what it is you want to do. Why? Why is that important? Because as you focus on that which you want to do, that which we focus on, that which we give our energy to, it will begin to multiply. It will begin to expand. It will begin to develop your consciousness. And out of that comes your greatness. Out of that comes a commitment. Out of that comes a passion for life. Out of that comes a special power that you have in you that you haven't even called on yet. See, the powers that we have will never reveal themselves if we don't challenge them, if we don't put ourselves in a position where we have to use them. So one of the most important things is reading a book that's a really interesting book called Instant Millionaire, and the guy said, put yourself in a position where you can't retreat, where it's do or die, sink or swim. Here's what you'll find out. You'll develop incredible swimming skills. You'll find yourself stroking unlike you've ever seen before. Through the inspiration of desperation, you become more creative than ever before. So what is it? How do we handle that whole piece? Throw your whole self into it. See, most people go at it tentatively. They don't give all their stuff. They don't concentrate. They don't put everything they've got in them. One guy wrote a book called All You Can Do is All You Can Do. And all you can do is enough. But he said, make sure you do all you can do. And if we're honest this evening, we know that we haven't done all we can do. So as we look at the future, we can decide that from this day forward, as I look at my personal relationships, if I look at my professional relationships, if I look at my family relationships, as I look at all the dimensions of my life, looking at myself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, I'm going to do all I can do to develop me, to bring my talent out here, to make a contribution to life.
You know, there's a great There's a great saying in one of the greatest movies ever put on television is Shawshank Redemption. And in that movie, he said, either get busy living or get busy dying. But either way, do something. Okay? Anyway, gotta take a break. We'll come back with lessons of life and the word of the day as soon as we come back. Good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. It's the 14th day of July. The time on the wall says 6:42. We'll be back.
WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by AC by LaQuire. AC by LaQuire is celebrating 40 years of comfort. They've proudly serviced the river region since 1983. Contact them for your heating, cooling, and plumbing needs. Visit acbyluquire.com for a list of services and offers today. That's acbyluquire.com. License number 84417.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms expected once again today, especially this afternoon into this evening. Temperatures should hit about 93 or 94, but it will feel like it's 100 to 105 this afternoon. For tonight, should be mainly dry. We'll have more scattered showers and thunderstorms for Saturday. Sunday with highs again in the 93 to 95 range. That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. The good news continues. Still no major problems or accidents. Interstate systems moving smoothly into and through the Tri-County area from Clanton, Auburn, and Greenville. If you see something giving you trouble with traffic safety, contact us. We'll pass the info along, and we do appreciate everybody's help. Summer is here, and Festival Plaza has it all. Enjoy a movie at AMC Festival Plaza Theater, then eat at the Bubbly Hen. All this and more at Festival Plaza. Taylor is Vaughn of Collier's Managed Development. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
This week, Rocket League Esports saw an evolution that will change its future forever. In the wake of the League of Legends player strike last month, Rocket League players decided to be proactive and have now established the Rocket League Players Association. The association will be led by a few team managers who are democratically elected by players and will serve to speak on behalf of all players for the foreseeable future. What other esports need to make this edition?
Latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI. Or download the app today.
Why do you change your car's air filter? Because when it's clogged, it doesn't work. The same is true of your nose, the body's air filter. It's great at trapping allergens, dust, and viruses, but unless you clean it regularly, they can stay trapped, making you miserable. I'm Martin Hope, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Here's a testimonial from a verified purchaser and a big Navage fan. Quote, I've been suffering for 30 years with chronic sinus infections and allergies. I stumbled across Navage. The suction is amazing. It cleared my sinus cavities better than anything I've tried before. Unquote. Navage has over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthy. Watch your body's air filter with Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. You know healthy life.
If you're hired, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See my phone on the job on ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. smartest way to hire.
Job, finances, everything's so crazy. I just want to be in control. With Sam, I can.
Sam is Smart About Money, a free online resource from the nonprofit National Endowment for Financial Education. Get empowered. Reach your financial goals. Visit samican.org.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
And we are back. Yeah, I figured out what I want to do next. Okay, my next career. I'm going to be a stand-up comedian. Yes, that's okay. That's the next thing. I'll probably be the oldest comedian on the trail, but that's okay. I get to go all over town, get to go all over the world, and make people laugh. I think that's my next career. Okay, when they can me from this one, so then I'll be downtown on the corner with a big can says listen to my jokes. Okay, I'm working on that, but we'll get to that. 6:47 in the morning. It is time for Lessons of Life and the word of the day. The word of the day means given to sudden and unaccountable changes of mood or behavior. Again, the word of the day means given to sudden and unaccountable changes of mood or behavior. And you've heard these words, especially on legal issues. You've heard this word, okay? You've heard this word. Now, most of us didn't know what the word meant, and I must admit it's not a word that's part of my everyday lexicon. So I had to look it up and understand how to use the word and all that good stuff. And now I'm an expert at using this word, okay? I'm an expert at it, okay? Because it sort of goes right along with the business, okay? But anyway, given to sudden and unaccountable changes of mood or behavior. The word is spelled CAPRICIOUS. Now, for the military friends out there, that is Charlie, Alpha, Papa, Romeo, India, Charlie, India, Oscar, Uniform, and Sierra. That's for mine. Okay. CAPRICIOUS. What's that word? What is that word? That word is capricious. That's right, capricious. Now, what does capricious mean? It means, again, given to sudden and unaccountable changes or behavior. Okay, let me give an example. Every day, every Friday, you guys, for the last 10 years, you guys have been getting off on Friday at 12 o'clock. All of a sudden, the boss comes in one day and says, okay, we're not getting off 12 o'clock. We're going to work to 4. Now, for 10 years, you've been doing it this way. And all of a sudden, he comes in because he's being capricious. Okay? He's been unaccountable and has mood swings. Okay? Capricious. Let me put it in a sentence. It is terrible to feel that your livelihood hinges on a capricious boss. A boss that is subject to doing things out of the ordinary, unaccountable to you or anybody else. He just does it because he got his feelings hurt. In other words, capricious. That is the word of the day. Now, secondarily, what is the lesson of life today? These are things you learn by living. These are things you learn by, if the good Lord allows you to get up every morning, you should learn something. Each day should be a classroom. Okay? Now, what is the lesson of life today? As we go through life, we make a lot of things. Okay? We can do a lot of things, but we make a lot of things. We make money. We make kids. Sometimes we won't do it now. We make mistakes. But what is the most important thing you can make in life? Okay, anybody get the answer? Anybody get the answer? What is the most important thing you can make in life? That's right. That's right. That's right. Anybody know the answer to that question yet? Probably not. Because we don't really think about it. We do it every day, but we don't really think about it. You can make lots of things in life. You can make money. You can make you can make children, you can make mistakes, but the best thing you can do in life is make a difference in somebody else's life. All right, that's good. It is the 14th day of July. On this day in 1980, the Republican National Convention opened in Detroit, where nominee apparent Ronald Reagan told a welcoming rally that he and his supporters were determined to make America great again. In 1789, in an event symbolizing the start of the French Revolution, citizens of Paris stormed the Bastille prison and released 7 prisoners who were inside. 1798, Congress passed the Sedition Act, making it a federal crime to publish false, scandalous, and malicious writing about the United States government. Well, somebody ought to be in jail because that's what the Clinton administration did. Okay, but I guess it only goes for Republicans. 1912, American folk singer-songwriter Woody Guthrie, "This land is your land, this land is our land." Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Was born in Okemah, Oklahoma. 1921, Italian-born anarchist Nicole Sacco and Bartolomeo, close to it, Vanzetti, were convicted in Massachusetts of murdering a shoe company paymaster and his guard. They both were executed 6 years later. 1933, all German political parties except the Nazi Party was outlawed. You do that over here sometimes. 1966, the city of Chicago awoke to the shocking news that 8 students and nurses had been brutally slain during a night in a South Side dormitory. Drifter Richard Speck was convicted of the mass killing and condemned to death. He had his sentence reduced to life in prison, where he died in 1991. 1976 was the year Jimmy Carter won the Democratic presidential nomination at the party's convention in New York. 2003, newspaper columnist Robert Novak publicly revealed that the CIA employment of Valerie Plame, wife of Joseph Wilson, a former U.S. ambassador in Africa, who said that the administration had twisted pre-war intelligence in Iraq. In 2004, the Senate scuttled a constitutional amendment banning gay marriage. 48 senators voted to advance the measure, 12 short of the 60 needed, and 50 voted to block it. In 2013, thousands of demonstrators, thousands, not 100, couple thousand, okay, attended the, in 2017 arrest. Oh, there we go. In 2013, thousands of demonstrators across the country protested a Florida jury's decision the day before to clear George Zimmerman of a shooting death of Trayvon Martin. 2016, terror struck the Bastille Day celebration at the French Riviera city of Nice, and a large truck plowed into a festive crowd, killing 86 people. The attack claimed by Islamic State extremists. The driver was shot dead by police. Okay, 2017, Russian-American lobbyist said that he attended June 2016 meeting with President Donald Trump's son and was billed as part of a Russian government effort to help the Republican campaign. You know, that's one of the, that ought to go into the Seditious Act right there. Somebody should have went to jail for that one. Anyway, so those are just some of the things that are going on this day. What is today, June the 14th? It is Flag Day. Okay, I know you folks in America don't really believe in showing your flag anymore, but that's the day it is. I mean, you know, if you don't want to show your flag, just get out of the country. I mean, be gone. Be gone. Just be gone. Should have been gone a long time ago. You don't want to show your flag? Hey, leave. That's what I'm saying. National Bourbon Day. See, I bet you can go out and get some bourbon, won't you? Mm-hmm. World Blood Donor Day. From plasma treatments to emergency uses, donating blood has aided the world on several occasions. Okay? I'm just saying, you might want to think about giving some blood today. It is the United States Army's birthday. Join in the celebration of the U.S. Army birthday as we remember its creation in 1775. I wasn't back here then, but since I did participate, me and a whole bunch of folks participated, yeah, we did our part for the Army. you can celebrate us. Okay, I'm just saying. International Bath Day. That means if you haven't taken a bath all year long, you might need to take one. I'm just saying. I'll get a shower. I don't know about that. I don't take baths anymore. And today is Monkey Around Day. Okay, so let's just go have a good time. National New Mexico Day. Don't know what that's all about, but okay. National Pop Goes the Weasel Day. Haven't got that. I don't feel that one either, but okay. National Strawberry Shortcake Day. I can deal with some of that. Haven't had any strawberry shortcake in a long time. Okay, but get yourself some. All right, that's what I'm saying. All right, and that's about it. So let me see who this is. I got a minute left. Good morning. Who's this? I was trying to miss you. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. What you do, that's all. That's all that matters. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, everybody knows how you feel about that. So, I, but 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 I feel then young people not listening. Hey, they don't listen. I gotta go. Time's up. Young people don't listen to talk radio. Nah. That don't take the place of a dad.
When they first meet, everyone listening open to the world. A new study from UID showed that Alabama has one of the nation's
They didn't shoot him just for red, did they?
I'm Williams with more.
News Radio 1440 WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. Also on 84.1 FM. This is the CBS World News Roundup, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Linda Kenyon in Washington. Hollywood actors are on strike after failing to reach a contract deal. Here's CBS's Al Barnett.
With screenwriters and actors now both on strike, Hollywood is at a standstill.
We are the victims here.
SAG actor President Fern Drescher says studios are ignoring enormous shifts in the industry and in the economy. But the studios say streaming has affected their bottom line as well.
Breaking news out of Long Island, New York, where police have arrested a murder suspect. Here's CBS's Pat Wilson.
Law enforcement sources confirmed for CBS News that Suffolk County Police have a suspect in custody in connection with the Gilgo Beach murders. The first of 10 bodies was found along Ocean Parkway near Jones Beach on December 11, 2010.
The heat wave that's been scorching much of the Southwest is also gripping parts of California. Roman Ruiz is with Palm Springs Homeless Services.
Many of the unhoused residents here in the city are struggling, or they're struggling daily with just trying to find a place where there is enough shade.
I'm Nikki Barker at the Fire Desk in London. It's blistering hot across much of Europe today.
It's really hard. So this heat is terrible. We brought 60 SPF, so we're good.
There are red heat alerts signaling a threat to life in 10 European cities. Parts of Italy could hit 118 degrees today, which would be the highest reading ever for Europe. Two groups linked to the World Health Organization have reached different conclusions on whether the sweetener aspartame is linked to cancer. Researcher Mary Schuberger-Berrigan on what this all means.
This is really more a call to the research community to try to better clarify and understand the carcinogenic hazard that may or may not be posed by aspartame consumption.
Some of the research suggests it's perfectly fine as long as you don't exceed recommended allowances. Traverse City, Michigan is investigating whether a local hair salon owner violated an anti-discrimination ordinance when she posted on social media that anyone identifying as other than a man or a woman is not welcome at her business. Demonstrators like Aaron White protested outside the Studio 8 Hair Lab.
To see somebody call my friends animals, to say that they ought to go to a dog groomer, it's just not going to stand with me. You know, everybody's entitled to their own wrong opinion. That's why we live in America. But this was a step too far.
In Paris, France is celebrating the national holiday Bastille Day with a parade in Paris. The annual event celebrates the start of the French Revolution, July 14th, 1789. This is CBS News.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed, the end-to-end hiring solution. Attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Viking, providing all-inclusive voyages on rivers, oceans, and lakes around the world. Designed for curious travelers with interest in science, history, culture, and cuisine. Viking Chairman Torsten Hagen often says, Viking offers experiences that can't be perfect. With no children and no casinos on board. Learn more at Viking.com. That's Viking.com.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. The business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Uma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Uma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Uma?
Yep, switching to Uma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Uma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at Uma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
Doctors call them super agers. They're older people who are still mentally sharp and physically active. CBS's Christopher Cruz has the story.
Researchers in Spain studied 64 people in their 80s who had the memory function of people 20 to 30 years younger. MRI scans showed they have more brain tissue in areas involved in memory and movement, and that tissue degenerated more slowly over 5 years than it did in typical older adults. In addition to lower rates of anxiety and depression, the superagers have faster body movements, says senior study author Brian Strange. You're walking with people even tapping the fingers quickly. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
Beer lovers are flocking to Anchor Brewing Company's tap room to mourn the loss of the iconic brewer and buy some of its last beers. The company's tap room opened Thursday, the day after it announced it planned to shut down. Anchor was founded in San Francisco in 1896. Linda Kenyon, CBS News.
able to type and ask himself,
My community has been a video is a new way to be on this recording. Everybody thought it would exist until Congress used their own radio and cars. This is how easy it is. Here's the performance of the month in Matrix Without the Sound. Message furnished by the National Commission of
These days with the constraint. Hey, I'm all for AM. That's right. That's right. We need AM on the car dashboard. That's right. AM radio. We need that. We need it. More. Because you know what? Sooner or later. Sooner or later. Oh, well, I see my guest is here. Now I gotta go down, all the way downstairs. I was just down there a few minutes ago. Well, disregard. Okay, so maybe he'll be back up here in a minute. So we'll see. I got a guest coming. Dayton. Oh, I'm gonna tell you what's happening in Prattville. You will not believe what's going on in Prattville, Alabama. You just won't believe it. The city council in Prattville. I mean, listen. I thought our city council, some of our city council members were kind of wusses, but no. They look like Godzilla over the city council guys over there in Prattville. Okay, I'll tell you about that a little later on. Yeah, our guys look like giants. As compared to the city council people. Every time they get in session, it's like, I hope I keep my job. I hope I keep my job. Okay, I hear you. Got one black guy over there though. One black guy, he goes right along with everybody else on every something like that. Got one black guy in Prattville City Council. I'm gonna find out what his name is. Because he kind of scared. He kind of scary too. I mean, what do you do when you don't have nothing to lose? You're supposed to tell the truth. I mean, you got nothing to lose anyway. You get fired anyway. So what the hell you know? Tell the truth as you know it. Anyway, all right, my guest finally showed up here. Okay, I kind of waited 2 minutes for him a while ago. He didn't really know the around. Okay. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Yeah, it's good. It's good to see a Friday. Yes, along with the Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday also. Every day is a bus. Every day is a bus. Tell folks who you are. Well, sir, my name is Dave. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're in Alabama. We're 11 months of drive. It's good to be here. Minister, before I begin, we have to pay homage to your duties to the fellow people. Yes. Fellow person is also on the air. You can, who? Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah. See, people tell me that. I keep telling them on the paratrooper on the, is he on the air still? Well, formerly on the air. Yeah, I know you're talking about. What's his Major Norm. Okay. Good morning. I have to. But he is a paratrooper. He is a paratrooper. So you know. Yeah, absolutely. Pay homage. Yeah, that's right. We pay homage. Yeah, soldiers of the sky. Yes. Although I got one guy that's one that I've never been in. And so this is before we get involved in this conversation. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. No. But now, okay, but here's my thing on that. Right, but here's my thing on right. Here's my position on that. And if it was downstairs in the executive office, I have an issue. But it was in the private quarter. Now, if somebody came to my house, ain't no telling what they found. I won't leave that one alone. Right. That's their house. Sure. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But again, it was in the right, but it's in the private residence of the White House. That means, for all intents and purposes, that's their house. Right. Well, he's supposed to be there. I mean, he just, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I think we know where he lives. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, just but now, well, let me ask you, hey, let me ask you a question. Wait, wait, let me ask you a question. You got any kids? Okay. Do you know everything they've done? Okay. How do you know? How do you know?
Never know.
You don't know that. But you don't know that.
You got a polygraph?
Right. Hey, we all, I know, I know, but we all got something. We all got something. Okay. 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 Well, I've been there too. That's a family affair, my friend. You know I'm not a violent guy, but it's a family affair. It happened in the residence. Let them worry about, Matter of fact, you may have helped Joe out if he took a little bit. Keep it in the family. It's family affair. Bitch. Yeah, anyway, Tricia, yeah, we're not gonna go. Okay, everybody knows me. No, I'm not a Biden apologist, but what happens in the wing of the White House that's considered the resident? Hey, that ain't my bad. That ain't my right. But it's their
party. Them people that live in party.
Yeah, and I ain't mad.
You know what I'm saying? They party hard.
If I found myself living in the White House, I'd be all right too.
It's like those people that level they party. We all know they party.
Should they do? Anyway, before we go back to another call, you are with Veteran Wellness.
Yes, sir.
And you specialize in pain management.
Yes.
And I've seen it at work, and it is a fantastic program. So who's a candidate for your?
Well, we serve the community as a whole. But we want to, so people that folks that need their questions, we understand that because we're excited about what we're doing.
Now, do you only do veterans?
No, we serve the whole community.
Okay,
We serve the whole community. A lot of people are suffering and doing experience of like being like former. I hope that Walter Reed, worked at Maxwell, with the Perry Road and ICU. I follow the veteran community. I do it on a fair truth. Stuff about on a regular basis with junk and military field with that's a bit different, right? So the options have been limited for needles, shots, needles, acupuncture, very, result is something. What we're doing is we do and we're getting results. With the time paid, the time you're out there, having drugs, having veterans improve their quality of life. And we're excited right now.
Well, the next thing you can do is hang on with you.
I'm I have a perfect
anyway, so it ain't just, it's not just for veterans. I just want to, we specialize on that. But if anybody's got any pain, Anybody. You know, you don't do it with pills. You don't do it with
nothing that is unnatural.
And athletes can benefit from that.
Oh man, the athletes are the game. Oh, we're changing the game. These athletes, it's an opportunity to really re-educate people how to treat any kind of thing. A young athlete, an older elderly patient, a middle-aged person, a young person. We have seen people really get resolution to their pain without a pill or a shot. And it's
is that any part of the body?
You can do any part. Yes, anywhere. I've done. I've let people with pick a part. We can treat it. Pick a part: a finger, a toe, a back, a butt cheek, a hip, a neck, a shoulder, an elbow, a wrist, a knee. Anywhere that requires fresh oxygenated blood, we can help.
And after the treatment, about how long does it last?
It depends. Everyone's different, right? It's kind of like saying, it depends on what your pathology of the disease process. It's kind of like the first time you go back to the gym, right? The first day in the gym. How long does it last? Yeah, this is a natural process. Nothing natural is one and done. If you get a shot, how long does it last? You got a week. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of like being able to. The body needs resources, right? The human body is the most magnificent machine on the planet. And its primary resource is electricity. If anyone wants to debate it, I don't want to talk to them because they don't know what they're talking about, right? Because electricity is our life force. If anyone wants to debate that, call in right now. We can debate it all day.
The numbers are 860-1440. If you
I want live fire training. Live fire training. Let's go, baby.
Now, if you want to talk to Mr. Graham, you don't be doctor.
The people's doctor.
The people's doctor. The people's doctor. Yeah. Yeah. So you got that's a good. I mean, you may be suffering from that. I know for a minute there you were doing aquatic things.
Yeah, I'm actually 11:30, 12:30 at the Bellwood YMCA. Okay. The wonderful Dr. McVeigh has been gracious enough to lead the class. Get a lot of positive feedback on the class. A lot of veterans are taking advantage of it. Honestly, Kev, the food should be packed. There's a few thousand veterans in Central Alabama, and it's free water road to the Bellwood Y.
I'm sad to say this, but
I challenge everyone to listen to your show right now. I challenge the community to pitch in as help these military veterans that do their time.
And you don't have to be a veteran now to get something.
No, you don't. If you want to, if you're just a late person that's not a veteran, talk to your primary care doctor and tell them you want to come to veteran bonus in Alabama.
The aquatic exercise you guys do start 11:50 a day.
Yes,
they get the food
and move around.
And move around. Yeah. And why is that effective?
Because what it does, it lessens the amount of gravity that is pulling on the joints. As we walk around, we're fighting gravity. You don't realize it, but when we walk, we are fighting gravity. Carrying weight, it's a gravity. When you get in the water, it's less. You're actually carrying less body weight. So if you have a stiff back, you have bad hips, you have bad knees, you have bad ankles, bad feet. The water will allow you to. It lessens the amount of weight you're carrying, but therefore you can start moving those stiff joints and muscles, allow blood flow and muscles to activate. At the same time, it's water. You're mostly water. Yeah, so that's why when you get in that water, it's like, right, that feeling this feels familiar, right? And so it's an excellent opportunity for military veterans to pick up problem.
And it's free.
There's no obligation. I'm not going to ask you for ID. I'm not going to ask for a deposit. We need goods. We need you to get out and get back moving.
Not only that, it's a place where people of like minds can meet. We can talk.
Yes.
Tell your war stories. Whatever it is that you need to do. But it's, and where is this place?
The Bellwood YMCA. One of the addresses. I don't know if you just Google the Bellwood YMCA. On Fridays in the water aerobics program. By the great we're also excited as well. We're offering for our military veterans only. This part of it, we are adding a weight loss program. And the details we want to call comes to the clinic. You can call 324-676-2797. Our military veterans are coming to us with pain management with a referral. Able to incorporate 70s, 80s, losing weight naturally. Like it's amazing. It's actually I won't say amazing. The science is science, but the results are results. People turn into clothes hanging off their mouth, moving better. If they get an offer opportunity to improve probably that.
Let's take a break. The People's Doctor, David Graham, is with us from Veterans Wellness, right here in Montgomery on Monticello Drive. If you have some pain or something you've been living with for years, they do it without benefit of medicine. Will you give them what they need?
Yeah, if it's non-narcotic, I'm taking it before. I'm trying to avoid poisoning people. Sorry, guys. But next month, I'm going to be getting my
Sponsored by Blindster.com.
Put this one medication. I saw that. Becoming relationship. It's also therapy doesn't work. So I watch traffic brought to you by Family So if you can fix what's causing the pain, the body won't need the medicine. You don't have to mess up. You wean them off the doses and it's slowly they don't need the narcotics. If you fix what's causing the pain, then add a little mental health to it, the stuff that psychological, and then boom, then we have a real life opioid reduction program.
It is 15 minutes left. You know, everybody act like this is something new. Every summer it gets hot. Yeah, I don't care. Yes. You know why why are we using that? How much is drug at? Why ain't that? Again, that's their private. That's the private section of the White House. That ain't none of our business. Now, if he did it down in the executive office down there, hey, that's hilarious. I guarantee you, it ain't the first time blow when it's like, they do everything in that White House. I'm trying to remember my you record your show? Yes. Perfect. Yeah, yeah. I do it and you know, first two shows. Yeah.
LifeLock.com. Less sweating and more time doing with John Deere equipment from SunSouth. Because right now, you can drive off in a new John Deere from SunSouth with 0% financing for 84 months, plus get a free iMatch quick hitch on select John Deere equipment. Yep, 0% for 84 months, and you get a free
For matters in Tennessee, visit CordellCordell.com. 200 West Martin Luther King Boulevard, Suite 1000, Chattanooga, Tennessee 37402. No representation is made that the following legal services are performed as free legal services performed by the
Attention grades is subject to development permits, highest performing employment. Women every year teaching to attention grades during the week period of employment jobs at the week, techniques, they won't pay and check around teams. The recent attention grades now available at Walmart.com and 1,500 supercenters nationwide.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Divorce
Oh,
versus father
happy
focus on what's most
day.
important, his children. In the divorce process, this comes down to three key
Let me see what's on here right
decision
now.
making.
People can shout that out.
I would.
They're not easy.
Yeah.
Like, is the election this year or next year?
The presidency is next year.
So Trump still can run, right?
Yeah, he should have run it. I think he'll look down the way in jail.
They're not gonna, are they gonna indict him still? They're gonna indict him.
Not yet. I just think
When I saw that,
they just don't like it. They really are. But he ought to just shut up sometimes.
But you know what? He's always, for him, it's about the attention. He has that, I can't knock this also, but that narcissism he has is going to be a downfall.
Yeah.
If he wanted to change one word that he said, if he just kind of turns out his delivery, no one could. His delivery is too in your face. I get it, man. He's made a lot of money for his family. So I just can't really help it.
The community, the problem is when you decide to become a servant, it changes the opinion.
He just, you know, some people up with, I know they're like titles or something. They don't.
I mean, he's used to being a boss and not a politician. Right. And when you're a boss, people just do something good. You know? But in politics, you have to convince people to do what you need them to do.
You know, this thing that I heard tell me. He has a screaming oh man, my wife is oh, that was a great one.
And we are back. Let me go to the phone right quick so I can hold on for a minute. Hey, good morning. Thanks for holding.
Yeah. I want to say, when you're experiencing something like front desk staff, it starts with the leadership, unfortunately. I am proud to say that every person I've worked in that I have done something I don't accept. The patient complaints by your demeanor with the customer service is not up to that. That's the first thing I said. I can be honest. So man, it's the leadership there. I'm not sure why, as an owner of a business, as a medical doctor, you allow your staff to offer disrespect your patients and offer an environment that's not pleasant for medical people. Number one, the kind of place that the providers are not just you may not well. It should be a safe place. So I welcome you, ma'am, to come. If you're not satisfied with your customer service experience, wherever you're going, please come by, check us out. We're at the Veterans Johnson of Alabama. I am proud of my staff. I stand by my staff 100%. I'm going to say I feel I have the best staff in the city because I don't get complaints. If I get a complaint, they're not working for me anymore. And number one, as military veterans, the community as a whole, people deserve the best when they're seeking health care. So yes, man, please come check us out, man. Give us a call, man, 334-676-2797. Come on by, check us out. We're on 2911 out there, my friend. My pleasure.
All righty then. Now, wait a minute. To fire somebody that does it.
No, I did not fire them. I don't fire anyone. People fire themselves.
No. But some people, because they're the customer, they think they're right about. And what happens when the customers treat your staff bad?
Now, see, when I say complaints, I mean, David, your front desk person told me to get lost of email. That's a real complaint. Now, there are patients, that's a complaint, right?
Some of me get hung up.
I'm not talking about the patient that comes in yelling, berating my staff, so on and so forth. It happens. But people are human.
Yes, sir.
It is not easy being a human. And some people don't have it figured out how to be a good human. And those type of people, obviously, I'm not gonna. Every situation is different. You have to assess it. But if I do an investigation, I find this is a legitimate complaint. The customer service experience was not what it should have been up to my standards. They will not be working at Veterans Wellness in Alabama. We are not a government agency. We are not. You will be held accountable for your lack of attention to detail or lack of just the company providing the service to our clients. But most of our clients are veterans. I refuse to have a veteran have a poor person in my
But now, some veterans are buttholes too.
yeah, but and for the most part, most veterans they appreciate good service.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's why we've been successful. Is that the veterans understand we are truly there for them. You know, we're not perfect. Right? We made mistakes. We jumped the ball.
Yeah.
I would accept the responsibility for any areas that I may have taken, my family have taken, but we're not perfect. But our goal is to make sure the military veterans and the community, every person that comes to my front door, they get a pleasant experience.
Yeah, and you do. It's good folks over there too, matter of fact. Matter of fact, so don't forget today, 11:30
to 12:30, Bellwood YMCA.
Okay, and you can, if you want to participate in the aquatic exercises, get your weight off here, and I mean lose weight, but I mean get your weight off the extremities.
Right.
For a few minutes.
You gotta move, people. You gotta move. Yeah, if you're being stagnant, that's not good. If you have chronic joint pain, the longer you sit still, the joint pain is going to be.
Hey, what about? I saw something on this. I didn't know what they call this when I got this problem. Sometimes I have to actually walk with a cane because sciatic.
That is one of the common complaints you hear. My sciatica.
Whatever they call it.
Different variations of it, right? That is exactly why. So what that means that there's a nerve. We call it sciatic nerve.
Okay.
That's part of our electrical conduction system. The signal is messed up because at the root where that nerve inserts into the spine, it's irritated from inflammation or bulging disc, or if that bone is inflamed. Arthritis is inflamed bone. So when that inflammation occurs, the root of that sciatic nerve is irritated from the signal.
And it's the biggest nerve you got in your body.
Don't quote me. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is
it hurts.
It hurts. And every once in a while, I got off work one day. I had to sit in my car for about 2 hours.
You should go to the clinic.
Yeah, I couldn't. Before I knew you.
I got you.
And now that, and when I go to the VA and all these places, I'm sitting down, right? And so I don't think about it. But it comes back, and I just think it puts tears in your eyes.
Yeah, so what it is the muscles that are around that nerve and the inflamed bone, they're irritated. So when the nerve is irritated, it sends a pain signal. Hey, I'm irritated. And then the signal down your leg is impaired. And your leg
my other nurse practitioner, Isaiah Saint. Heard you meet Isaiah?
I know Brother Saint.
Okay, yeah. You had to give him a cane.
Hey, that's rough, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming back. Give me number one more time.
334-676-2797. 334-676-2797. Located at 5911 Monticello Drive. Look us up on the web at www.ewcalabama.com. Do that. Yeah, we're gonna you get a picture together? Yeah. You say that. You say that. Hey, James. You
in Washington, an arrest in a serial killer case dating back more than a decade in New York. Police have been focusing on a red-colored house here. Neighbors have now crowded, just kind of like staring at the house, at the officers standing in the street. This case has just been baffling to so many people since 2011. At least 10 bodies were found, more remains were found afterwards. I want to see New York reporter Sophia Ball. Actors are on strike after their union and the studios and streaming services failed to reach a contract contract agreement.
We're talking about the potential for them to be able to use our name, our likeness, our movements, our voice for future projects without our consent.
I'm thinking about our Elon Director Christopher Nolan's new film Oppenheimer had its limited premiere last night without its stars. Matt Damon, Cillian Murphy, and Emily Blunt walked the red carpet and then walked out as soon as they heard of the strike. Nolan telling the audience, unfortunately, they left to write their picket signs. Actors Joy Ryder is on the picket lines. The writers have been on strike since May. A brutal heat wave has been roiling Arizona for 2 weeks now. Mark Bueno works in the Circle the City medical van in Phoenix and is very concerned about the young house.
I anticipate that next week is going to be a lot worse. We're finding that we're closer to 117, closer to 120. That's going to lead to a lot of complications for patients out here.
Iowa's new near total abortion ban could take effect today. CBS's Caitlin Lee Burns has the latest. Governor Kim Reynolds is set to sign it into law Friday at the Family Leadership Summit. Many of the Republican presidential hopefuls will also be there, but the current frontrunner, former President Donald Trump, is not. Instead, he recently lashed out at the governor for not endorsing him. The court challenge could delay signing of the abortion bill. An Indian spacecraft is blazing its way to the far side of the moon. The physics professor in India that we spoke to and also to the BBC says it will be challenging to stick the landing through free-flowing jumping buffalo bills. A successful landing would make India the fourth country after the US, the Soviet Union, and China to achieve the feat. The Florida man is calling 19th with Burmese python. Jake Lawler nabbed the snake at the Big Cypress National Preserve hunting out some of the invasive species. This is CBS News.
Your end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
This Mr. Lincoln Rickles in the big collection of British history, which is the newest in the city.
Viking, providing all-inclusive views of rivers, ocean, and lakes around the world. Designed for curious travelers with interest in science, history, culture, and cuisine. Viking travel trips will visit Arkansas's Rocky Mountains experiences. No children and no casinos on board. Learn more at Viking.com.
Autopsy results are in on the January death of Lisa Marie Presley. Here's CBS's Steve Kimball.
Authorities say Presley died from a bowel obstruction, a complication from bariatric surgery to lose weight. The Mayo Clinic says that surgery is often done when other weight loss methods have not worked, or if a person has a serious medical condition. Elvis's daughter was 54. The autopsy says she had complained of stomach pain hours before she died. Lisa Marie was buried at Graceland. Steve Chafin, CBS News.
A lot of people have been turning to the drug Wegovy for weight loss, and it can be very expensive. Novo Nordisk is preparing to launch its drug in Germany. It will cost the equivalent of $338 a month, much more than that in the U.S. Production problems and Novo Nordisk struggle to keep up with overwhelming demand in the U.S. and led to a slower than expected rollout of the drug in Europe. Lindy Kenyon, CBS News.
Okay, I'm back. All right, now listen, this hour is going to go by kind of fast because a lot of things to talk about this hour. I actually forgot David was coming, but I was all prepared to go some. But today we're not going to deal so much with Montgomery. We're going to deal with Prattville, Alabama this month. Yeah, because you won't believe what happened over there. Okay, you won't believe it. I'm going to tell the mayor I'm going to talk about his city over there in Prattville this morning because his city council are testicleless. Okay, yeah, testicleless. Yeah, there's another word for that, but we won't use that kind of word. We'll use a clinical description of that word. Anyway, good morning to everyone. I hope everybody's feeling fine and feeling everybody's good. Okay, now, so what happened in Prattville? Well, this is what happened. The libraries in Prattville, have decided to put literature of the LGBTQ, ABCDFG group of people in there. Okay, which is fine. Now, what they ought to do is just come up with their own LGBTQ library, and therefore, if people who want to go in there and read about that good stuff, then let them go in and read about that good stuff. But no. What they want to do is entice and indoctrinate your kids into thinking that some way that's a natural response to the human condition. Well, here's what happened the other day. So some parents took it upon themselves to go over there and read some of those books. And so what happened is that they came in front of the Prattville City Council, reading stuff that was absolutely filthy, okay, to the people who are in charge of the city's resources over there. Now, if that wasn't bad enough, then the city council decides they do not want the parents of these children to come in front of their city council and read the stuff that is in the libraries up there in Prattville. They shut them down and even threatened to put somebody in jail if they continue to read it. So here's my problem with this. So the city council doesn't care what your children read in the library. They just don't want their ears to hear about it. Okay? Now, and then to use the power of government to shut people up so you don't have to hear what has been delivered to your library in Prattville via the LGBTQ movement, but you are threatening people for reading the junk that is in your library over there. And I say, shame on that city council. These people came before the Prattville City Council with this issue months ago, trying to get them to listen. What people want to do is fine. But don't put this kind of junk in the children's section of the library in our library. Okay, hey, you want to do it? You be you, let us be us, no problem. But I cannot believe that Mayor Gillespie and the city council, I don't know if Mayor Gillespie has anything to do with this or not, but so your ear, grown people's ears, did not want to hear what was in the books that are in their libraries. But they want you to let it stay in the libraries of Prattville. What a coward, what a bunch of coward people over there on the city council. Okay? So one guy said I was embarrassed.
So you don't think that parents are embarrassed when they have to go over there and put up with that crap in the library so their young kids can see it? But you old folks, gray-haired people and stuff like that, you over there in Prattville, you don't want to hear it because you threaten to put people in jail if they keep reading it to you because it hurts your sensitivity, your sensibility. I mean, really? But you can allow it in the schools for our children, well, for their children to read this crap. If you want, if it, let me put it this way, whatever in the library of any public library, whatever there, if you cannot read it in a public venue, such as the city council, because of its content, then can we just say maybe it ought not be in the public library? That's just what I'm saying. So a bunch of cowards over there on the city council. Okay, I don't know what Gillespie stands on this, but I know these people go in front of the city council and then they're threatened by the using the force of police. Okay, so it's good. They say, hey, we're gonna give it to your kids, but we don't want to hear it. What a crap! What a crap! I ain't going back to that for a long time. Yeah. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why don't they? They pay for it. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I'm sure the city had some. I'm sure the city council had got some. Well, I hear you, but they gotta have some influence. So why were people? So why were people in front of the city council? Mm-hmm. Right. Well, a lot of them. I mean, Huckleberry Finn got. I mean, yeah, I understand those historical books. I got those. Right, right. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, but again, but mhm. Right, right. But here's the problem with paying. Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, but you can't put it all on the parents. Though you can't put it all on them. Yeah, yeah, but here's the deal. If you allow these books to go into a public library in the children's section, you are introducing our kids to things that they're not ready for and not interested. Yes, whatever child. If they're under 18 years old, they're juvenile. Exactly. And so why in the world put that junk over there? It's not a right. Those are good books. Yeah, I got you. That's an that okay, okay, that's a but not promoting it, not promoting it. Yes, it is. Right. The Bible doesn't promote it. True. But you don't promote it. No, it's in there to it's well again, well, you know how many books I read. How many books you know I read? What I want to read. That's true. I read Socrates, Plato, Thomas Paine. I deal with a lot of philosophical books, philosophy books. I, sure.
Freddie, I haven't read the whole book, but I have read some of it. I'm pretty sure I have. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about historically. I understand the trespasses of the past. I'm talking about 2023. We know what the culture was back in those days. We cannot do that. That's what it was. But, well, listen. Mhm. Yeah. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If you tell parents they cannot read in front of the city council the books that are in that library because it offends them, wait a minute. Should the book be there? They threaten some of these people with police. A bunch of them. Here's the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy here is that you allow the books are there for our kids in the county library, whatever it is. It seems to me that if it's not good enough, if it's so divisive, if it is so vulgar that the city council people won't listen to it, then why in the hell should it be in a public library with a bunch of kids? Well, I heard them reading it. I heard them reading it. Yeah, yeah. If you take children's minds, their minds are full of mush. They're impressed by many, many things, and the impression that they want to get out of this literature in that library will be with them for life. Grown people couldn't bear to listen to the book, and I'm telling you, to the point where they were threatening the parents with police action if they didn't stop reading. And you think that crap's supposed to be in our libraries? Yeah, yeah. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. No, 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 it wouldn't. No. I think they will next week though. Can't do it today. Hey, appreciate it. Good morning. Morning. It is. Yeah. It is. It is. I mean, yeah, yeah. I have to take one for the team every once in a while. That's true. Hey, appreciate it. As a matter of fact, Prattville, if you go to 1819 News, you'll get the whole article. Prattville City Council bans, and listen to this, reading LGBTQ books that were in the library for minors doing a public comment that threatened police intervention if they read. Okay, but it's in the library, the public library. And even though it may be a county library, I guarantee you the city of Prattville gives money to that library. And the city of Prattville should say, we're not giving any money to the public library unless this is straightened up. Now you can read this stuff, but it's certainly it ought if it's going to be in there, it ought to be in their own section, LGBTQ section. Okay, not put intermingled, interlaced with other books that kids go to read. Okay, I don't want to ban it, but it ought to be separated from the rest of the book and not put what kids can get to. That's the way I roll. Good morning. Yes. All righty then, and that's exactly true. But I'm just, it bothers me when when the Prattville City Council they have banned the reading of what's in the public library in the meeting because it is so bad. It is so bad that they threaten the use of police intervention during that meeting. For over a month, more people have gotten involved in the fight to remove the library certain LGBT books deemed inappropriate for children. Because here's the question: why don't we let kids buy beer? Anybody know why we don't let kids buy beer? We don't let kids buy beer because we don't believe they're ready for it. Although they may think they are, but we know they're not. But we're ready for all of this gross explanation of LGBT activities in your own bedroom to our kids, the kids in Prattville, kids in Montgomery. We got any of that crap in Montgomery? I'm going to go look and see. But anyway, again, have a section in the library that says LGBTQ. And therefore, anybody who wants to go over there, okay, well, do not mingle it in with the rest of the book. Okay? Again, that's why we don't let kids drink because we don't think they're mentally ready to handle the responsibility. But somehow, we think they're mentally ready to become a girl when they're born a boy because they have a fascination with a bare mama shoe. Do that.
The steps did I get here? And then we get 1,400 steps. Okay, we good. Should have, would have, and could. Oh, one good thing came out of this whole thing. They got a new library director now. That's good. Good morning. Who's this? Thank you for holding. Good morning. Yeah. Yeah, either one. That's right. It's I think it's having the greatest impact on entrepreneurs. We are keeping because we are people keep telling us that things we know in our minds, things we know that in our hearts, things we know by common sense, our own basic intellect are wrong, and that everybody's trying to convince us that what we think, what we know to be right, is wrong. And once you start peeling the onion back on that, everything else becomes included, and it changes the whole culture. And I'm just saying, I think it's a big deal. Yeah, yeah. I would be offended if you cannot change history. What happened happened. So I'm not for that. I'm alarmed at the. I'll put it this way. I understand the CRT problem in our culture. I understand. Yeah, I understand. It's kind of like Black History Month. What's the reason for celebrating it? If the reason for
celebrating or commemorating is to educate people on the past, or is it just to constantly bring up the past to blame the current crop of generations about what happened back then? It depends on the purpose of the presentation. Well, I will say one thing before I went over to the Lincoln Museum thing over there. I was against it because all I thought was going to happen. We're going to blame the white folks all over again. The current group of white folks didn't do it, even though some of them may have that same thought pattern at times. I'm good with that. People can think what they want to think. But again, my problem is, but once I went over there, the way it was presented, I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy my visit. I think every child in America ought to come to it. Right. Palatable. Right. It depends on how it depends on how it's presented. If it's presented as wait a minute, if it's presented as Mr. Whitey then and Mr. Whitey now are the same people, then I would have to totally separate from that kind of philosophy. Yeah, yeah, and again, I don't have again, I'm just worried about the way it's presented. It's nothing wrong with that history. It's history, and I'm all for it. But LGBTism is behavior. Aren't we colored people? I got no problem with the name. Don't call me colored boy, especially when you're younger than that. But if you're 80 years old, you call me colored boy, I'm good. It just doesn't bother me. All of us got some color. It just doesn't bother. I worry about more important things. My mama said it ain't what they call you, it's what you answer to. Yeah. 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 Do you think being called a colored person is derogatory? And again, it depended on the delivery. It depended on the delivery. Well, okay, I don't, I'm just still worried about that. Good morning. Yeah. Bill, good morning. As you can see, your town kind of got me a little bit riled up. But this is the mayor of Prattville of Woodville. Good morning, sir. I am doing fine. Okay. Okay. 1819 news, right? Mhm. Well, watch it in the library. Well, but if it's in the, Mayor, if it's in the public library, accessible to our kids and your kids and grandkids, whatever we are, then you're telling me that is a public place. And if it can't be read in the city council, maybe it ought not be in the library. Right, right, yeah, right, yeah. But Mayor, let me ask you, if I go to the library and unbeknown to me that these things are in there, that I can haphazardly run into this stuff. We don't let kids drink because we don't think their minds are mature enough to handle it. So why even have it? Why even have alcohol in the car if you're not going to let everybody drink of it? And the library is the same place. It's a public place. And so if my kids come in there, they can actually run into this by just by going haphazardly on a shelf. Mm, okay. Right. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm, mm, right. Right. But the one thing about your home, though, or your office, is you have a decent appreciation or expectation of privacy. In a public forum, getting a book from a public library and to your representative, I understand that some of it may be inappropriate for younger ears, but that's exactly what their point is. We think it's inappropriate for the young ears that come in the eyes of kids who come into the library. Okay. Right. Hmm. Right. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm familiar with that. I'm familiar with the process. But I gotta go. But let me tell you something. Listen, you have done a wonderful job of it. This is probably the only thing that you and I ever agree on. Just going to have a minor disagreement on. But you're going to, Prattville's a fine place. And you've done a wonderful job since you've been there. How long have you been a mayor up there now anyway? Yeah, well, you're doing a wonderful job up there. But listen, even, my mother used to say, teeth and tongue don't always have to agree either. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, sounding like LGBT. Okay. Yes. In and order. Okay. Mayor. Right. All right. Mayor, thank you for calling in and getting us straight. We only yes, yes, sir. Mhm. Okay. 391. Okay, say it again. 391 3948. Okay. Mayor Gillespie, the great city of Prattville, the preferred city. Listen up, Mayor. We'll be back after this.
Weather forecast on News.
Montgomery's Drive Off is brought to you by This family on this looking
I don't know if this stuff helps or not. I don't know if it helps or not. I got a lot of commercials on this thing.
I got a lot of commercials here. What's up with this?
Telling it like it really is.
Okay, I'm sorry, but someone's got to pay my big salary. So let me go right to the phone and talk to a couple of people here. Who's been on the phone? Who's on? Come on, who's this? Yeah, I see you, bro. I'm sorry about that. Mm-hmm. Let's get on this next week. Right. Let's just because I just don't have the time to get into it right now. But oh, if you want to come down, you can, oh, okay. Come on, who's this? Come on. Mm-hmm. We can clear the total here, but it's in the library at all. It's in there and children go there. That's true. Well, not everyone can't go to Japan. Yeah. Hey, let me get. I gotta get one. I'm out of time. I gotta get one more, and then I can finish it Monday. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Yeah, I like him. I like him. Yeah. 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 Okay, but I still don't think that ought to be over like that. But that's okay. If you can't speak about it in a public forum, then maybe it ought not be in the library. Yeah, that's true. Listen, I got to run. We'll talk next week real quickly. One last go. Hey, good morning. Yes. Yeah, I understand. Some things offend other people. Some things offend other people. There's one last go. Hey, you got about 20 seconds or a little more. You get it. Yeah. All right. Appreciate it. Anyway, we are now in the political time in earnest. We are about a month away, yeah, about a month away from the election for the mayor of the city of Montgomery. I imagine we're going to get a bunch of competition after that as well. Have a great day, everybody. Have a good weekend. Go to church on Sunday. And have a great day.
Sheriff's Office and others met about bringing back the I-Lead program up to the 12 year. In Montgomery Public Schools classrooms, help kids by making good. Please identify the man who a new study from UID shows I'm Jazz Williams.
Radio 1440 WLWIA, the home of Sean Hannity, also on 95.1 HB3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama. A Cumulus Media Station. Wesley Financial Group is no law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 2 years ago, I started helping folks cancel a timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-919-1441. 800-919-1441. 800-919-1441.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms